So, my opponent, being me at the moment, has broken my guard down and they've gotten into this combat-based position. Now, we're going to start off by talking about the low passes, right? So, the first thing that's going to happen, and we've talked about these passes before, and this is better because I put my foot in front of my knee, right? So, I'm here, both my elbows are in or both are out. So, and I said that backwards from what my coach says, but either my arms are between the legs or they're both out of the legs, and it's not even my legs that I'm referring to, it's my opponent's, right? And the reason for that is if I get into this one in, one out situation, I'm going to immediately get triangled, right? It could, so you could defend like this, but then this is the same deal. Both of my arms are inside the guard, not outside the guard, and so I'm not in any real danger of that. I still have the arm bars and all that, but whatever. So I'm here, and so if I'm going to do a one at a time swim with my arms, I need to be very mindful of that he doesn't have a grip on that second arm, right? So that's why it's going to be kind of buried here, right? So from here, I can take this arm and I can flare it under. Now, if he grabs this arm and starts to pull, I'm coming right back in with this arm, okay? Fuck the pass, I'm not getting triangles. So I'm come in under, and I'm gonna come to the front, I'm gonna come under, I'm gonna come to the front, and then come down here. And I'm gonna get my elbows below his hips, I'm gonna go for this gable grip. Remember with a gable grip, I'm covering my thumbs so my thumbs don't get broken. If I'm here and somebody tries to break this grip, my thumb's gonna get injured. So I'm here, I'm gonna get my elbows as low as possible, guys. If you feel like you're giving somebody a blowjob, you're probably low enough, okay? So that's kind of the mistake I see a lot of times with this double under pass, is that people will be up here by the knees, right? And they're loosey-goosey and they got no control of the legs. I need to control the hips, so I get down here, so I'm really low here. Now the next part of this is I'm going to sit back and I'm going to pull him into my lap, right? If I try to get out here, his weight's too far over there, so if I try to start this pass and he's still way out there, I'm going to be lifting up and I can't get all the way up and I can't start to turn that corner. So from here, I need to pull him onto my lap and then I can start to stack him. So I'm using my weight to pin his shoulders to the mat, his hips are going to be up, and then I'm going to start to turn that corner and then drop down into a reverse switch base, right? So, let's talk about that, okay? So, when we're talking about defending this particular pass, right? So, my guard is now open, and he's going to start taking his arms underneath here. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make little claws here, and I'm just going to try to stop him from putting his fingers together. I don't want him to get that gable grip, so I'm going to kind of block that here if I can. Now, if he's doing one arm at a time, right? So he starts to bring this arm across, and maybe I wasn't able to get that grip, but I want to make sure I get this arm cleared before this one starts working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my leg up, and I'm going to block him from getting down. Remember that the further down his elbow gets, and closer to my belt that he gets here, the more solid that this is going to be. So from here, I'm preventing him from getting down, and if I can actually try to hold him up a little bit more than just not let him get all the way down there, right? So I'm going to keep this loose. I'm going to turn my leg out, and you see I'm picking up this hip. My butt's gone to the ground here, and now I bring out, right, my leg, and I recenter, right? So this is a good drill to do. He starts to lift this up, right? I drop, and I come back over, right? Now, he could be going for a single underpass, right? And what I just showed you guys, this is just great to practice. And if you got a partner to do it, keep going with it. But, so if he wants to, he could potentially just get the single and start shouldering in and turning that corner as if he was doing that double. You don't necessarily need to have the both grips going on there to get there. So this blocks him from getting that really solid double, which is going to be really hard to pass or deal with. So we're going to kind of go, he's going single arm now. And I wasn't able to shuck off in time. So when I feel that I'm getting to this position, guys, I can no longer shuck off from here. I need to respond to the fact that he's about to pin me down to the ground. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my ass gets off the ground and I'm going to come here. right? So I'm up on my shoulder, I made this little tripod here, and now I'm gonna bring my knee to my chest, open up, and flop back down. So this is a drill you can totally do on your own, guys, is that you're gonna come, so as you feel that leg coming over, and make sure that I'm up, pull, and regard. Up, pull, regard, okay? So that's gonna be number 2, right? So number 1 was this shook, so posting up, drop, turn my leg out, right? Slide it out, and then regard, right? Second one, he starts to come up. As soon as I feel like I'm gonna go over there, I don't wanna keep my ass on the ground, I'm gonna come up on my toe here, and I'm gonna come up on my shoulder, pull my knee over, boom, okay? Now, if he's doing that, right, he's coming around this way, right? So that's why it's important, boom, to bring my leg, big circle, and come back around him, okay? So that's number 2. Now, number 3 was if you really fucked up there, okay? So his path, once he gets that leg down to the ground, is gonna be to come around this way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my foot or toe or my heel, whatever I can get glued into that mat there. I'm gonna take this bottom leg and I'm going to pull it under and drop it here, okay? And if I can, I don't wanna actually drop it to the mat if I can help it, right? Because he's just gonna smash it down and he's gonna come this way. So what I really kind of need to do is as I got my leg down, I bring over, and if I can block his shoulder, right? So now if he comes this way, my foot's blocking him from coming this way, but I've also got that foot connection to kind of prevent him from coming this way. Be very careful not to kick your partner in the face. You can go for hips, you can go for shoulders here, right? But it's just trying to come back over and get that connection. Now from here, you could start to square up and come back to a guard position, right? So, to review all 3 of these. He starts to get close to my hips, I block that. I'm going to drop my hips, bring my leg out, come back into guard, right? Second one, he dumps my leg over. Before it hits the ground, I'm gonna come up here. And then I'm back to guard. Now, the next one, I didn't stop that. So he got my leg all the way to the ground here. I didn't come up in time. So I'm gonna dig my foot in, bring my leg under, block, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to make contact with him in some way. So I'm trying to create this push so that he can't come just straight on top of me. So I'm just kind of using that foot as a block, and then I'm going to square back up. Okay? I could go into another one, which is going to be kind of more of an inverted thing. So, and this is going to come up a little bit more here in a moment. But, if he gets here, right, he starts to dump over, right, and he's trying to bring this leg over, right, I can go inverted. And sometimes when people are starting to do that, like they start to pick up the leg, I've seen people play an inverted guard here, right? So they're trying to bring this leg over this way, and you'll go here, and you'll use your feet, right, to block it from coming over, and then you just continue that spin until you come back to center, right? So they start lifting, you get up on your shoulders, not on your neck, right? So they start lifting you over, and you get here, right? So they're right there, and now I'm using my feet to block, right? And so from here, whatever grip I can get, maybe I'll touch a knee or something like that, or whatever, to kind of bring under. And it's fine if you end up here, right? If he crowds under as you try and get this here, this is a knee shield, right? So from here, I just want to make sure that I hook behind that near side leg for this leg, so that he can't start to follow this way and start to push this across to come this way in complete his guard pass. And then from here, we've covered this a couple of times, I think, in other videos. So, I can start threatening chokes, whatever, just so that he'll create some space and build his posture up so I can get that leg out and then regard. So, there's kind of your inverted or berimbolo defense to that low single. So, let's go ahead and move on.